What's up, guys? Welcome to episode 25. Hopefully, right now, I'm on a beautiful beach in Sicily because my camp starts Wednesday, the 22nd to Sunday, June 26th in beautiful Taormina / Naxos, Greece. So we pre-recorded this episode. I was just imagining being on the beach, having one of those Aperol spritzes, the orange drinks. Right now, they're ubiquitous, meaning it's everywhere. Big word of the day. So, last episode, we actually did a couple coverage of the De La Riva guard and what are my favorite attacks. I went over 3 different attacks. And a good question actually came out of that where somebody asked, do you ever go shin on shin? So I don't like to go shin on shin to, kind of get underneath. So if I go shin on shin, hold on one second. Okay. So when I go shin on shin where I'm trying to get into legs, I want to be kind of close. I don't have a lot of lift in my butterfly guard. So Enrique can wrap a guillotine. Also, if you make a mistake, you get flattened out. So my personal preference, when I go shin on shin guard, this is not the one I go to. I know guys that are leg lock specialists, they tend to, I tend to enter the legs from different positions, K-guard, sometimes sort of inverted or reverse De La Riva. But for shin on shin, I tend to use a little bit different. So this is a bit of a hybrid guard that I've been using a lot. So it's actually a very good question because it's a hybrid guard between De La Riva and shin on shin. So rather than me sitting up and trying to get into a variety of entries, which I will sometimes use, but that's not my specialty. So again, I'm not necessarily, so if the guy sort of just, starts to posture, I've tried to break his posture, he postures up hard, I try to get the dumb sweep, and then I come up. But that's not my go-to, but this one I've actually played with a lot, where it's shin on shin. I don't know if you can see that, let's turn around. Shin on shin, De La Riva hybrid. So De La Riva portion of it is my leg being on the far side leg. My right foot is being on his far side leg. I obviously have shin on shin, but rather than grabbing the shin, I'm not saying this is a bad move. This is actually quite a good move. I attack the arm. All right? So from here, I have a variety of entries. So again, once I get this, so even if Enrique, I will attack Urigatame. So anytime his elbow somewhat flares out, I'm going to attack Urigatame. Anytime his elbow is a little bit in, and notice what I'm doing. So I can flare it out. So my movement of the knee can make the changes I need. So even if Enrique approaches with good discipline, elbows in, I could sort of, by moving my knee a little bit, I can attack what I need. All right? So in this case, what I'll do is, the thumb grip on the shin is very weak. So what I'll do is I'll pull across. And again, I'm pulling across. And then I start to undercut that leg. From here, slide in and attack the back. Okay? Let's look at it from a different angle. So that's sort of the opening attack when I use this hybrid guard. If you guys have a good name for it, by all means, you can use it. I call it hybrid.
De La Split. De La Shin.
De La Shin. So again, what I'll do is attack the grip, attack the posture first, feed, and then I'm going for the drag. Making sure that my right leg, there's tension in it because I need him to keep that hand on it. But also, if I lighten up the tension, he can shove my foot down. That's a problem. So make sure that doesn't happen. Just keep tension in your leg. I'm going to drag and undercut the leg with the shin. From that point, I just slide myself in. Usually I can heist, but a lot of times as I'm heisting, the guy tries to escape. So rather than doing that, I pull him backwards. And from here, attack the back. So you obviously have the heist attack on the back. One more time. So I drag and I heist. That is an option, but a lot of times you have to once you get to this position. Once you get to this position, you got to feel what you got. That's not gonna happen. So Enrique actually tried to backstep into the saddle, but when you sort of slide in and you have the seatbelt grip on the waist, you feel, is he gonna roll? If he doesn't, you can heist. If you feel like he's waiting for you to heist and then roll, I just pull him towards me. So that's sort of number one possibility. When I actually hit the heist successfully. The second one is, so I can start from De La Riva. If I start to feel like he's pressuring me, I switch, or the hook starts, and then always tension in the right leg. Now it depends what happens. If he actually, I will get a sort of. Don't forget to undercut that. You have to undercut that shin. Don't just place it there. Make sure you undercut it. From here, I have a bunch of options. I have a little bit of a hybrid armbar. You know, we have a variety of ways to finish. All of them pretty brutal. A lot of times when you use this type of attack, the guy actually gives, I've had some high-level guys, my black belts, when they get the attack, when you get the angle right, literally give you their back, because that's the best sort of possibility of defending that arm. So that's another option, that he kind of, you don't quite drag him to take his back. He stays kind of square up to you. He stays square up. Once this leg comes over, depends what he does with his grip at this point. I will always try to close the ugly triangle if I can. This is done. So there's a couple of different options. And I slide in, because now what he's doing, anytime he's pulling back actually hard. So I'll just dump sweep him. If I feel him pulling back hard, I will dump sweep him backwards or wrestle up. All right, so again, the other, if he's pulling real hard. So you have to feel sort of the reaction you're getting from him. And the last one, Mike, do we have any questions? Guys, I'm just kidding. It's pre-recorded.
Well, actually, Winston was asking, what's that sound?
Yeah. Somebody's hungry. So the last one that I use, again, we a little bit went over it with the De La Riva, is when he fights the drag, and this is very, very common, I will now feed it into split guard. You could undercut, and that opens up the hip quite nicely, and you have all the attacks that you have from split guard. Okay, so let's do it from a different angle. So again, drag. As I'm dragging, he fights more, instead of his posture, he basically drags the arm back, and then I'm trying to feed his wrist under my armpit, and then again, depends how the guy reacts. Enrique's, well, he was giving me an omoplata, so now he's... So most often you're going to get an omoplata from the guy on top when you attack split guard if he's high level. Any guy that's been hit with it before, generally speaking, when they feel danger from split guard, they give you omoplata. So again, let's look at it. If he starts to fight more the arm, I will feed it under my armpit, and then I undercut. Always undercut this. So if this time he's giving me the short arm bar, omoplata is a possible answer as well.
Tap.
So you have a lot of options when you put him in split guard. So A lot of times I use the SHIN De La Riva hybrid guard to go into split guard. I did that on De La Riva as well on the last week's episode 24, where I'm trying to use the other guards to feed them into split guard, which I consider the most dangerous offensive guard, at least in my arsenal, and as well as a very, very good defensive guard. So guys, I will see you next week for episode 26. We're going to be live again.
Winston was telling you time.